Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Tracy and Doss. Today we're going to be talking about my favorite show, Married at First Sight Australia. This is episode 22 of season 13, and let's just get right into it. It's hard to believe that Juliet chose to stay. What's the point? She doesn't want a relationship with Joel. Is it just about being on television? I mean, what a huge turn of events. We're all so very confused. Stephen and Rachel can't stop laughing and smiling. Boy, are they happy. Is it possible that the physical intimacy has gone to the next level? Yes. Yes, it has. And we're going to get a very happy Stephen and Rachel for the duration of this episode. They've taken their relationship to the next level, and we're all so happy for them. I said it once before, it's like riding a bike, and Stephen just had to start pedaling, and he did. I'm so happy for them both, and it's time to celebrate, and that's exactly what they're all going to do. Off to the couples retreat. Juliet and Joel are definitely not as giddy as Rachel and Stephen. However, there is a huge turn of events in their relationship. I'm surprised Joel would even be interested in repairing this absolute nightmare of a relationship. However, Juliet's apology seemed much more sincere and heartfelt, and we'll see. Maybe they'll discuss why she acted the way she did, but I just don't see how you can forgive somebody for that behavior. Joel is a man who gives a lot of grace to people, clearly, and what a sweet man. He's willing to listen. She doesn't deserve this, but Joel is a forgiver, and so we'll just see what happens here. David doesn't know how to deal with Alyssa's revelation. She told the experts, the group, and David all at the same time that she is not being stimulated, and she should have maybe used some different words. I don't know why people are using the words that they're using in this group, but to say that you're not being stimulated is so unkind and rude, and it really paints David in a horrible picture. She is not being stimulated. I mean, he's doing everything he possibly can for this girl. It's just not enough for her, apparently. And it's hard to not take that super serious and personal. She keeps talking about having a higher frequency than David, which is probably not the right word. Her verbiage is hurtful. I think what she means is she has a high amount of energy. David's very chill and not super emotional or quick to respond to things. He's much more in his head. She's much more in her feelings. And what the experts seem to think she's talking about is drama. And she's just used to a lot more toxicity and drama in her relationship. I believe the retreat will bring some energy and excitement to everybody's relationship, including David and Alyssa's. Time for some fun, and everyone is packing for the trip. Everyone's excited. Beck says she and Danny are in a good place, and she's going to stay out of the drama. I don't think that's possible for Beck. We'll see. Do you really think that she can not be the center of attention for 1 minute? That's her goal. And every time she's together with the group, she has to bring up some kind of drama to get the energy focused on herself. Philip is ready to be the one to say those 3 little words because he knows Stella isn't going to be the first. And Philip says it finally. And she doesn't say it back. It doesn't mean she doesn't mean it, but I think she gets too in her head about it, and she starts to kind of stress out about what does this really mean. It brings up some fears and some pressure, and she starts to think what this could mean if it goes wrong and how hurt she'd be, and I think this really scares her. Scott scores the best room, of course, and Juliet gives Joel a kiss. It's like a whole different couple. I'm really confused by it. We'll see what ends up happening, if she's just faking this or if they've managed somehow to get past all of the drama that they've had in their relationship for the past couple weeks. I feel like I missed something. I also feel like Scott is trying even harder with Gia since he made the wrong move on deleting those pictures right away. And she seems to be reveling in the extra attention. Beck is just as confused as I am about the recent turn of events with Joel and Juliet, and she's got her eye on them. Something's just not right there, and I agree with that. It's the first night of the couples retreat. Let's see how alcohol exposes everyone's truths. It has a tendency to do that. The best truth serum in the world. Nature also has a way of grounding people, making them calm, and it's going to be a good combination, I hope. Philip tells the group that he finally told Stella he loves her, and apparently she said it back. I didn't hear it, but she apparently did say she loves him back, which we all knew, but it's good that it's out there. Well, here we are. Beck just can't help herself. She has to make a public announcement and a speech, and during this speech, she says something very vulgar about Stephen and Rachel's intimacy, which is not her place to divulge, but she does to the entire group. And this not only embarrasses Rachel, but Stephen's not too thrilled about this either. He's very conservative in his ways, and he is normally the kind of person who will just let things go. But when he saw how hurt Rachel was, he knew that this is going to be a problem. I'm uncomfortable around that kind of behavior myself, when people get really vulgar and crass. Those kind of rude comments diminishes what Rachel and Stephen shared together, and this is really hurtful for her because she was celebrating this very important moment in their relationship. They really struggled to get here, and then when they do, they have somebody like Beck making it into something very insignificant. Beck's stirring the pot and divulging a private moment between Rachel and Stephen. She just can't help herself. She needs to be the center of attention always, and I think she's being really funny, and she's so unaware of what that comment did to Rachel. She just so in her moment, being the center of attention. But Stella could see how much it hurt Rachel, and she was trying to comfort her. Poor Danny. I mean, he's always worried about what she's going to do, and this time she really did some damage. When Rachel tells Beck her comment was inappropriate, Beck turns on her. I mean, that girl will turn anything around on another person. She is the epitome of gaslighter, and her behavior is horrible, per usual. Stephen is so sweet with Rachel. He's comforting her. Beck is just disrespectful, and Stephen doesn't think she did it with malice. He just thinks that's the kind of person she is. And she reveals herself once again to the group. No one's fond of her behavior, and no one really takes her side in this situation after Rachel tells her that that was not cool of her to do. Rachel reminds Stephen that Beck made them a punchline in her joke, and she doesn't appreciate it. Their communication has always been very good. But here it is again. Beck never is accountable for her actions, whether they're super hurtful or just inappropriate. And this is part of the problem that Danny's had all along. So I wonder if this will cause problems in their relationship. I mean, they were doing so good, and she promised not to cause any drama, and here she is the center of it once again. If Beck would just let it go, things would probably go away, and she can't. she just keeps digging a hole for herself, saying she's going to make merchandise out of the comment, which shows you how much she cares about Rachel's feelings. It's girls' night, and Beck thinks everyone is on her side, and they most definitely aren't. And she's quite surprised. She thought it was funny, no one else did. Chris joins the girls group, which is cute. He always has very good advice, and he's very good at assessing a situation, and so I'm looking forward to his comments on Beck's behavior. Juliet and Joel shared a bed last night, which is shocking. They had some kisses, and I just don't know how you go from A to B like that. I'm just gobsmacked. Just confused. I'm sure everybody else is as well. Stella gets emotional. She's feeling some deep-seated fear of abandonment issues from her childhood, and it's scary to have such strong feelings for Philippe. I know how that feels. You worry about losing that connection, but in reality, you should just appreciate what you have and enjoy it while you have it. But she's nervous about it. Rachel lets the group know that her relationship is growing, and Beck is just so annoyed about it all. She's just so toxic. Beck really can't stand for a moment not being the center of attention, and she's annoyed that everybody else isn't annoyed with Rachel. I'm waiting for an apology, but I'm probably not going to hear one. Danny asks if Steven thinks Rachel is blowing the joke out of proportion. And when Steven doesn't answer the way Danny wants him to, he keeps asking him the same question over and over. It's really quite strange, and I haven't seen this side of Danny before. I'm starting to think Danny is more like Beck than I originally thought. And Steven also doesn't like Danny's style of questioning. It's very abrasive, really. After a very lukewarm apology, Beck decides Rachel's reaction was an overreaction. And this is how she's trying to sell it to everybody around her that will listen. The girls tried to help Beck see her behavior is inexcusable, but she just doesn't see it. This is the problem Danny has with her, and she's never accountable. The apology tour is getting very old, and no one's really there for it anymore. Beck goes after everyone, and it's Rachel's turn, and I wonder who's next. We all know people like this. If they're not on your case, it's just not your turn yet. There really is something wrong with this girl. Danny apparently is her ride or die. Beck's acting out a dramatization of Rachel's feelings, and it's just really hard to watch. How rude. I'm sure the experts are going to have a lot of fun with this, especially after she was like so apologetic at her horrible behavior when she was on the couch talking to the experts. It's only been a day and she's back at it again. She just can't help herself. I think mocking someone is so gross, and it shows you really a lot about a person who does that. Danny says he's mad at Steven, and now they're going toe to toe. I mean, I'm proud of Steven. He really can handle himself. But Danny's just being a bully. And I'm just so bummed out about this. I thought he was better than that. I mean, really, what did Steven do wrong? He's done nothing wrong, and he's been very calm and supportive in this whole situation. Danny says there is no need for bullshit. What bullshit are you talking about? The only bullshit that's going on is from your girlfriend, Beck. And he tells Rachel he didn't appreciate her comments that she shared with the girls, how she doesn't want to leave the girls' night, but clearly she has to. She's being pulled away. Who cares that she said that? She didn't want to be pulled away. What are they pulling her away for anyway? Just move on. I mean, does Danny even realize who started this whole thing? It was Beck. Why is he joining her on the bully train? I'm confused about this. They're just a bunch of gaslighters. Maybe they're both drunk. I mean, you see them down in some dark liquor before they have the conversation with poor Rachel and Steven. I mean, this conversation is so inappropriate. Rachel is pissed. She can't even say anything. She's so mad, and I don't blame her. Rachel's not going to allow this. Steven handled this whole situation very well, very calmly. How did this get turned around on Steven? I mean, I don't know how Rachel finds any fault in what Steven's done. He's handled this so beautifully, but I think she just doesn't know what to do with her anger, so she puts it on Steven, which is the last person she needs to put this on. She just had an amazing night and growth in her relationship, and she's just gonna ruin all of it. I can just see it. It's so upsetting. Beck realizes no one is talking to her the next day. Her apologies mean nothing to the group. Gia and fellow newbie mean girl Juliet team up. Juliet sends her bad energy Beck's way, but Beck deserves it, so I'm okay with that this time. But you could just see Juliet. She just is a total mean girl. And Gia always seems to find them and pair up with them. Gia finds another reason to be mean to Beck, but it's well deserved in my opinion. The cycle just keeps repeating itself. It's exhausting, I'm sure, for everybody in the group. I'm disappointed that Rachel has turned her anger toward her sweet, loving husband. That was a really bad move, Rachel. I hope there's an apology for Steven in the future by a lot of people, by Danny, by Beck, and by his wife. Okay, you guys, this was a great episode. A couple things are bothering me about it. We'll see what happens on the next episode. But the Juliet-Joel relationship turn is interesting. Rachel being mad at Steven is a bummer. All right, you guys, take care of yourself. Have a great week. Bye.